as I've said previously, this Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor fight, as far as I'm concerned, is an outrageous mismatch. It's a circus. It's just a license for both participants to print money and all those involved. It's not an actual serious fight. With all that being said, I have kind of changed my view a little bit, potentially, on whether or not this is good for boxing. I can't remember who it was that I was listening to in an interview, and they said something which switched the light bulb on in my head about this fight. They said that I really can't remember who it was. I might put it in the comment section if I can remember, but it was some prominent figure in the world of boxing. And they said if Floyd Mayweather wins this fight, which he will, all the casual fans who tuned in, because the majority of people who are going to watch this fight are casual fans, people who really don't know anything about boxing or anything about UFC for that matter. They just know about McGregor and Mayweather as being prominent figures in popular culture. So they don't understand what a big mismatch this is. So if they're tuning in expecting to see a competitive fight, maybe even expecting McGregor to win, and he gets a terrible beatdown by Floyd Mayweather, that's actually going to make boxing look good in the eyes of all those casual fans who are expecting something competitive. See, this is a bit different than if it was two boxers. If it was two boxers and it turned out to be a one-sided fight or it was boring, then boxing actually loses as a result because they say, oh, well, boxing is not competitive, boxing is one-sided, this, that, and the other. But when it's a boxer against a UFC guy, it's sport versus sport. So Mayweather winning, in the eyes of all those casual fans, actually makes boxing look better. Potentially anyway. In the eyes of us, the hardcore, we just think it's a circus. It's one guy who had a couple amateur fights many, many years ago against a guy who's been a top-level professional for what? Nigh on 2 decades. Very different. You know, total mismatch. But as I say, in the eyes of the casual fan, if Mayweather whoops McGregor, they're going to think, wow, Mayweather really is something special. Boxers really can beat people down like nobody else. So yeah, that's just a perspective there for you guys to consider or contemplate. Because again, until that person mentioned it and described it in that way, I hadn't really thought about it in that way. You know, so maybe some of you already have. You know, the light bulb switched on in your head a lot quicker than it did in mine. So whatever the case may be, drop your comments in the comment section below. Hopefully I've given you some food for thought. All right, it's happening. I'm out.